Turns out that I'm allergic to ATVs. During a spring break trip with my family last year, I had a pretty bad ATV accident. In that accident, I broke my arm and my leg, I dislocated my shoulder, and tore my left ACL. My facial lacerations and broken bones required me to have 2 trips to the operating room. I couldn't get in the shower or in or out of bed. I couldn't drive and really couldn't go anywhere. For about 3 or 4 months, I went from 2 braces and an arm sling to 2 crutches to 1 crutch back to 2 leg braces. And not being able to walk drove me crazy. I couldn't walk on my own. I certainly couldn't keep up with anyone who was walking around me. One of the heroes of biblical faith, Enoch, is known for walking spiritually with God. And in Genesis 5:24, it's recorded saying that Enoch walked faithfully with God, and then he was no more because God took him away. For 365 years, Enoch was in lockstep with the Lord until he was taken straight into heaven and escaped death altogether. An incredible story, brief though. But I wonder if it was brief or easy for Enoch. What did Enoch have to sacrifice to be able to walk in lockstep with God? What did he lament? What was heavy for him? What friends did he give up? What challenges, struggles did he face? When you think about walking with someone, it requires a certain closeness and intimacy. To walk with someone is to avoid walking ahead or behind, not going left when that other person is going right. My beloved grandmother walked with God for 97 years, and I was able to spend her 97th birthday with her in July in St. Thomas, and I laid her to rest in February of this year. She was an incredible woman of faith who left a strong impact in my life, both as a teacher and as a believer. And anyone who came in contact with my grandmother heard her speak about how awesome her God was. In fact, at her funeral, that was resounded in a mighty way. I hear her voice and her lessons as clearly today as I have in all of our previous conversations. I hear her instruction for me to walk with God, just as Enoch did, and it resonates with me as I think about the people that I care for and that we lead teams to care for. As caregivers, there are many reasons we walk with our patients and visitors. We walk alongside them as they take their first steps after major surgeries or illnesses. We guide them to areas of healing and peace like our prayer gardens and our chapels. We accompany them when they are trying to find a department or service, and we support them when they can't move on their own. We assist our patients getting in and out of bed, and we are serious about keeping them safe by preventing falls during their inpatient stays with us. We are right beside them when they need us, taking steps at their pace and not ours. When I was recovering from my accident, I also needed that support. I took a lot of baby steps, very painful baby steps, but I knew I had to move. I needed assistance, someone to walk with me in order to help me recover. It's similar to how we walk with God to strengthen our faith. Sometimes we walk a little slower than He does. Sometimes we get a bit off track, and when we do, sometimes we hurt people or we hurt ourselves. And then we stumble. I know I've stumbled. But our companion is always there. And yes, it requires a certain amount of sacrifice and discipline to stay the course, but the reward is always worth it. No matter what lies ahead, as long as we are walking with our God, we will remain rooted in faith.